We will continue with quadrilaterals, area and perimeter. We had done till sum number 5 of classwork. We will continue with sum number 6 now. Now in the sixth sum, you are given that the area of a square is 1764 meter squared. Find the length of its side and any one diagonal. So obviously in square all sides are equal, so we say let the side be S. So area is side squared, and that is already given 1764. So therefore we can find what is the side. We get side is root of 1764 or 42 meter. Since the unit given in the question is meter, area was given in meter squared, the side would be in meter. Now after that, you are asked to find the diagonal. So for convenience I have drawn the figure. Now in the figure, all angles of square is 90 degree. So therefore you can consider triangle ABC and apply Pythagoras theorem in triangle ABC. So AC squared will be AB squared plus BC squared. So AC squared is 42 squared plus 42 squared. Now that is 1764. You already know what is 42 squared. It's already given in the question. So 1764 plus 1764. So instead of adding it up twice, you can write 1764 into 2. So therefore, root 1764 is 42, and the second number you have written it as root 2. Now when they ask you to find the length of the diagonal, you don't leave it as 42 root 2. You have to find the value correct up to 2 decimals. So root 2, you can either refer to the root table, or I have told you root 2, root 3 and root 5. Those 3 values you are supposed to know. So root 2 is 1.414. So when you multiply you get 59.388. So round it off to 2 decimals. The third decimal is greater than 5, so make it 39. So 59.39 meter is the diagonal. Now in square, both the diagonals are equal. So whether they ask you one diagonal or both the diagonals, you can directly say that both the diagonals are same. That is 59.39 meter. Seventh sum, mark it important. It is slightly different from the usual. Two adjacent sides of a parallelogram are given as 24 centimeter and 18 centimeter. If the distance between the longer sides, means the perpendicular distance between the two longer sides. Longer side is AB and DC. BE is the perpendicular distance between them. I can show BE, I could have even drawn from D a perpendicular to AB. So I have preferred to show from B. AB is the base, then BE will be the height. An area of parallelogram is base into height. So if you consider AB as the base, the longer side as the base, then BE is the height. So you get the area as 24 into 12 or 288 centimeter squared. Now, there is one more possibility. If BC is considered as the base, then you have to show the corresponding height. So BC, inside this quadrilateral you can't draw a perpendicular because those angles will not be 90, it will be acute angles. So you have to extend the base BE and from CB, and from A you can draw a perpendicular to CB produced. So the perpendicular distance between the two shorter sides BC and AD. The perpendicular distance between BC and AD is AF. This is not the perpendicular distance. This angle is definitely more than 90 degree. So that is not the perpendicular distance. So perpendicular distance is when you produce CB up to F and join AF. So of course this is not a construction, you just have to show the figure. So now if you consider BC 18 centimeter as the base, then the corresponding height is AF. So AF is the corresponding height. So now we are asked to find that perpendicular distance between the two shorter sides. Remember, in the question paper, it won't be given perpendicular distance. They will just mention distance. But distance between two sides means they are asking you the perpendicular distance between the two sides. So that's what I have written there. Distance means perpendicular distance, that is the shortest distance. So now if you take the same, it's the same area of the same ABCD, the same parallelogram. So area will remain 288. So area in this case is BC into AF. So it is 18 into AF. So 288 upon 18 will give you 16. So AF is 16. That is the distance between the two shorter sides. So you were asked that find the distance between the two shorter sides. So that is AF. We continue with the next sum, number 8. Yeah, now in question number 8, you have been given the figure and asked to find the area of the trapezium ABCD. So for finding area of trapezium ABCD, first of all, your formula is half sum of the two parallel sides, you know the two parallel sides, into the distance between the two parallel sides means the perpendicular distance between those two sides. So first thing we have to find AD. We can find AD using Pythagoras theorem. We have AD squared plus 40 squared is 41 squared. So instead of finding 41 squared and 40 squared, I have directly written a squared minus b squared. I have shifted it there. It is 41 squared minus 40 squared, which is a plus b into a minus b. So 81 into 1, that for root of that is 9. So you get AD as 9. Then after that, you just need to remember the formula of area of trapezium and substitute the values. AB is 15, BC is 40, AD is 9. You've just found that into half. So when you do the calculation, you get 495 upon 2, which is 247.5. And since all the sides are in centimeter, area will be in centimeter squared. Now the next sum is a bit lengthy. They have given you certain things in the trapezium and you need to find out more things if you have to get the answer. So first thing in question 9, what they have given you is the parallel sides AB and DC of trapezium are 51 and 30 centimeter long. So first of all, AB and DC are parallel. AB is 51 and DC is 30. And you are also given that AD is 20 and BC is 13. Now mark this sum important because generally if you don't practice this sum, you will not remember how to solve it. So you need to revise such sums on the day before the exam. Because if such a question is asked, you will not remember how to solve it. So in this case, first thing, in order to find the area of the trapezium, it would have been simple had I known the height, that is the distance between the two parallel sides. But unfortunately, that is what you don't know. So I have drawn DF perpendicular to AB and I need to find DF, which is the height or the distance between the two parallel sides. Now in this case, you may have been tempted to draw a square, but that doesn't lead you anywhere. So the best thing is to draw DE parallel to BC. So draw DE parallel to BC. Already you have EB is parallel to DC. Now since by construction you are drawing DE parallel to BC, therefore this quadrilateral will become a parallelogram because both pairs of opposite sides are parallel. So therefore your BE will be exactly same as DC, so that both sides will be 30. You have opposite sides of parallelogram are equal. And you will have DE is equal to BC. So BC is already given 13, so DE will also be 13. Now, if you look at the figure AED, What is AAD? It is a triangle. In the triangle you just got by construction, because this is a parallelogram, DA is 13. This base AE will be 51 minus 30. So your AE will be 21. AE is the entire length was given, and you have written here that B is 30. So you can write, or you can say that AE is 51 minus 30, 21 centimeter. That you can write. So basically now you know all the three sides of triangle ADE. AE is 21, DE from construction you have got, DE is 13, and AD was already given 20. So now in order to find the height of this triangle, which is also the height or the distance between the two parallel sides of the original trapezium, you can find area using Heron's formula for the triangle. So you have this formula, area of triangle AED is root of S into S minus A, S minus B, S minus C. So from that formula you will get AE is A, you have taken A as 21, B is DE, that is 13, and C is the third side AD, which is 20. So semi-perimeter is A plus B plus C upon 2. Semi-perimeter means half the perimeter. Length of all the sides upon 2. So 54 by 2 or 27. So when I substitute S is 27, A is 21, B is 13, and C is 20 in this Heron's formula, you will get it as 27 into 6 into 14 into 7. Now I have told you previously also, do not sit and multiply all this and waste time. Break it down and find the root. So 27 I have written as 9 into 3. 6 I have left it as 6. 14 I wrote it as 7 into 2. And 7 I left it as it is. So now I find that root of 9 I can find. So then 3 into 2 I multiplied and wrote it as 6. The second 6 is already here. Then 7 into 7 is there. So basically this is when you take the root, 9 root will become 3, 2 6 will become 1 6, and 2 7s will become 1 7. So it will become 18 into 7 or 126 centimeters squared. This is much faster and convenient and less time consuming than actually sitting and multiplying all that, then finding the roots of all that will take time. So this is easier. Learn this method. When you do the sums, don't just read the sum, actually try and solve it once without looking. After writing all this down in your notebook, try the same classwork sums once without looking. If you don't do that in your test, you will say that you got a blackout or washout and all that. That is basically you don't remember. So for remembering, you have to do that. First, write it everything in your notebook, copy it down, understand the sum, listen to the video, do all that, and then after a couple of days, you have to try to solve the sums, at least the ones marked important and some of them which you feel tough, again without looking. That is when you remember. So you have got, therefore, the height BF, that is the distance between the two parallel sides, you got it as 12. 6 into 2, that is 12. That's not the end of the sum. We have to find the area of the trapezium. So I will continue with that. We will find the area. Now it is simple. The main thing was to find DF, that is the distance between the two parallel sides. Now it is direct substitution in the formula. I'll write it down. So we just found that the height is 12 centimeter, the distance between the two parallel sides. So now we are finding area of trapezium. Half into sum of the two parallel sides into height. So area of trapezium is half. Sum of the two parallel sides AB plus DC is 51 plus 30. into the distance between the two parallel sides, which we just found was 12. So 81 into 6, 486 centimeter squared. So now sum number 10. Mark this sum as important because it's simple and yet you need to just know the method. Usually simple sums like this are asked in the board exam in February. So generally schools also limit themselves to simple sums, not something very lengthy and tough. So in this case you are given a square ABCD. Each side of the square is same, so it is 6 centimeter each. And you are given there is a point M on BC such that area of the triangle ABM upon area of trapezium, the trapezium is ADCM, area of trapezium ADCM is equal to 1 upon 3. So therefore, what we do is we take, let point M be such that BM, let it be X. So obviously MC will be the entire length 6 minus X. So MC is 6 minus X. So this ratio is given. So area of triangle ABM is half into base BM into height AB. That's the area of triangle ABM. Now area of the trapezium ADCM is half sum of the two parallel sides MC into AD into, actually it is DC. You can write it as DC. But DC and AB are same. They are both going to be equal to 6 centimeter. So that is 1 upon 3. So half and half will get cut. BM, you took it as X. AB, the entire distance or DC is 6. AB is 6. And down also MC is 6 minus X. AD is 6. So add it. And DC is 6. So the 6 and 6 gets cut. So X upon this, and when you add it, it is 12 minus X is 1 by 3. So when you cross multiply, 3x is equal to 12 minus x. So therefore you will get 4x is 12 or x is 12 upon 4, that is 3. So you are getting BM is x, that is 3 centimeter, and the entire length was 6 centimeter. So M will be the midpoint of BC. You are asked locate the point M. So not only will you tell BM is 3 centimeter, but after that you will say that M is the midpoint of BC because BM is 3 and the entire length is 6. So we continue with the next sum, that is question 11. Now in this sum, the figure is given. Actually you have to, it's a rectangle, 50 centimeter and 35 centimeter. That may be a garden, and in between there is a rectangular strip of land, like a way where you can walk. Maybe there are trees on all the 4 parts. So here this is 5 meter long, 5 centimeter long, and this width throughout is 5 centimeter. So now in this case they have asked you to find the total area of this shaded region. Now please look at this. When you find PQRS, this part, and if you add this part, then this middle part is coming twice. It is coming in PQRS and it is also coming in EFGH. So that area, because it is coming twice, this part LMNO, that part once it has to be removed. Because if I take this complete, then I only take this and this. So for that reason, if I take this and this both complete, then I have to remove that square area from the answer. So because I have to remove that square area, you have to think a bit that if I take this entire thing once and this entire thing once, then that square area is being repeated 2 times. It should only come once. So because it is happening in both the rectangle EFGH and PQRS, So we remove LMNO, that is the area of the square in the center, once. So basically the shaded region, both of them together, is area of PQRS plus area of EFGH minus area of the square LMNO. So these sort of sums, which are very simple, can be asked, so mark it important. So now PQRS, the length is 50 and this PQ is 5. So it is 250. Then EFGH, the length is 25 and this side is 5. So it is 35 into 5. The length is 35 and this is 5. 35 into 5, that is 175. And I told you we have to remove a square because this particular area has been repeated in both the rectangles. So it becomes 400 centimeters squared. That will be the area of the shaded region. In fact, it is meter squared. The area is given in meter because all the lengths are given in meter. So the area is 400 meters squared, not centimeters squared. Now in question 12, you are asked to find the number of tiles that can cover a floor. The floor is a rectangular floor having dimensions 15 meter and 8 meter. And the dimension of each tile is, the tile is also rectangular, it is 50 centimeter into 25 centimeter. So now number of tiles will be area of the floor upon area of each tile. So now here you can't directly do the calculation without converting meter to centimeter or centimeter to meter. Either way, both numerator and denominator should be in the same units. So it becomes 1500 centimeter into 800 centimeter upon 50 centimeter into 25 centimeter. On doing the calculations, it becomes 30 and 32. So when you multiply, you get 960 tiles. 30 into 32, 960 tiles. Now the second, you are given that in the same rectangular plot, if you are covering it with carpet such that 1 meter on all the edges are left uncovered. So the carpet is not from wall to wall. It is not edge to edge. Edge means side. So it is leaving 1 meter here, leaving 1 meter up, leaving 1 meter down and leaving 1 meter on the right hand side. So you are leaving that much space and then covering it with carpet. So in that case, what is the fraction of the uncovered region? So first of all, we have to see the entire area and what is the area that is covered with carpet. So area of the entire rectangle minus area of the region covered with carpet would give you the area of this uncovered region. So now, if this is 8 meter, PQ will be 8 minus 1 minus 1. So it will be 8 minus 2. So PQ and SR will be 6. Same way BC is 15. So because this is 1 and this is also 1. So therefore QR and PS will be 15 minus 2. So 13. So basically the outer region, that is the full rectangle, is AB into BC. 8 into 15. Whereas area of the inner part will be 6 into 13. So it is 6 into 13, that is 78. So area of the uncovered region, that is this white part where carpet is not there, it is 120 minus 78, that is 42 meters squared. Now if the uncovered region is 42 meters squared, your answer doesn't end there. You are asked the fraction uncovered. Fraction has to be asked. Fraction means area of uncovered region upon total area. So area of the uncovered region you just got 42 and the total area you had found here, that is 120. So both of them are divisible by 6. So it is 7 upon 20. So that is a fraction. So you can leave it as 7 by 20. Since it's a fraction, it will not have any units. So that's the 12th sum. We have one more classwork sum which we will finish now. That is the 13th one. Now in this sum, there is a rectangular plot of land, length 45, breadth 30. And after leaving 1 meter on all the 4 sides along PQRS, you are making walls. So how many walls will be made? One on this height, one on this, one on this, and one on this. So total 4 walls will be made, 2 along the length. Now the outer length will be 45 plus 1, 47. The outer breadth will be 30 plus 1, 32. So there will be 2 walls on this and this, that is having length 32 and height 2.4 meter, because each wall is of height 2.4 meter. And there will be 2 walls on QR and the PS where the length is 47 and height is 2.4. So the total area of the walls is ours. So it will be 2 times length, outer length, that is QR 47, into the height of the wall, which is given as 2.4 meter, and 2 times the breadth, both of them, into the height, which is again 2.4 meter, and the breadth is 32. So it's a simple sum, 94 into 2.4 and 64 into 2.4. So when you do the calculations and add, those are the numbers. So you get 379.20 meters squared. So with this we have completed the second part of area and perimeter. That is, we have completed with, we have completed part 1, which is triangles, and part 2, which is quadrilateral. Now part 3, I have already completed it with Bombay Scottish during the school when we had class in March, in February and March. So that I will be doing and sending next. That would be specifically generally for the Gopal Sharma students, but Bombay Scottish can revise. Now homework based on quadrilaterals, Gopal Sharma will have to do it by this Thursday, that is 11th, and Bombay Scottish can do it around say by next Tuesday, that is 16th. So it is page 151 and 152 of your Anish tutorial book. All the 13 homework sums which is based on quadrilaterals. First learn the classwork, practice that, and then attempt the homework. Don't directly jump to the homework. So GSS has to do it by Thursday, and for DSS it is comfortably next week by Tuesday. So I will be uploading the next set of videos mostly on Thursday or Friday. So that video will have the circle part 3, which is specifically for Gopal Sharma, because Bombay Scottish already did it in Feb and March. So bye students, take care.